Thank you for taking time to watch the 39th Street Church of Christ Daily Devotional. The devotional today is That's Precious by Jack Williams. In the book of 1 Samuel, the 3rd chapter and verse 1, we find that the child Samuel, he ministered unto the Lord before Eli. And it says the word of the Lord was precious in those days. Well, what that refers to is the fact that God wasn't speaking to the people directly. And so the word was precious. It was something they held up and they took a high estimation of. Well, in the world today, we need to realize that we have many things that are precious. You know, you see the pictures behind me, you see things that are precious to me. The marriage that began in 1970 and the woman I married, the parents that went before us, the children that came after us. All of those things are precious. They mean a lot. But they're precious because they're special. They're special to me because of the influence they've had on my life and hopefully the lives of others. Well, our whole life as children of God ought to be seen as precious, that of great worth, of great value. You look and you think of the things within the Word of God which can be truly precious. In Ephesians, the 5th chapter and verse 23, as God, through the Apostle Paul, is telling us of the home and how it ought to be. In verse 23, he talks about men who lead, who take seriously their role. In Ephesians 5 and verse 25, men who love their wives just as Christ loved the church. That's sacrificial love. In Ephesians 5 and verse 24, women who realize their role in the home, the value of it, but the organization is such that she's submissive unto her husband, just as the church is unto the Lord. In Ephesians 6, you find there the parents who love their children enough to correct them, to bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. And in verse 1, the children who realize and are taught to obey. You see, the home itself is so precious when it's patterned after the things that God desires. And we can be a part of that. We can be that type of home. And then in the church, you find those who worship God truly in spirit and truth. John 4, 23 and 24. I mean, that's precious to see somebody who has that love for God, love for self, love for the worship that's given unto God. You find in the book of 1 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, there are those who desire the office of a bishop, not to be lifted up in pride, but to be able to labor and do the things that are necessary for the church to be organized as it ought. 1 Timothy, the 3rd chapter and verse 8, godly deacons. And you know, the deacons and the elders, their families are right involved in that. They're precious. And then in Ephesians 4 and verse 16, the body is builded up unto the edifying of itself in love by that which every joint supplies. Every person is precious. So sit around. Think about the precious things. Maybe you look at the gold that's in a ring, on a necklace. Maybe you look at a diamond. Maybe you look at pictures, the beauty of the people that are there. And you realize how precious those things are. But then you realize that each of us, in the roles we fill within the home, within the church, we're precious. I think the world is blessed when we're filled with preciousness in the role we have. Let's go out and let the world see us. Let our light shine and see the sign from the life we live. I'm precious. You have a good day.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this short devotional. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll be notified of other devotionals that will be forthcoming. Also, we encourage you to join us online live as we stream our services at each service time. More information can be found on our website at the link below. Thank you.